Alright, let's be real. Older women have a kind of wisdom and confidence that younger women are still figuring out. They've been through life, they've seen it all, and honestly, they could probably predict your next move before you even think about it. But here's the real kicker. There are some fascinating psychological facts about older women that most people don't know. And today, we're going to dive deep into them. So, whether you're curious, dating an older woman, or just want to understand them better, stick around. I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll see them in a whole new light. Let's jump right in. Fact 1. They value emotional maturity over looks. You know how younger women might be swooning over guys with six-packs and perfectly styled hair? Well, older women? Not so much. Sure, they still appreciate a well-groomed man, but they care way more about emotional maturity than whether you can bench press 300 pounds. Why? Because experience has taught them that a good relationship isn't built on abs. It's built on emotional intelligence. They've had their fair share of immature partners, and now they're looking for someone who can handle life like an adult. That means communicating openly, taking responsibility, and knowing how to handle conflict without throwing a tantrum. Older women have spent years dealing with relationships, and they've learned that attraction isn't just about physical looks. It's about how a man carries himself. A man who's emotionally stable, calm under pressure, and mature in his responses is far more attractive than someone who just looks good in a mirror. While a younger woman might be impressed by a flashy car or a trendy outfit, an older woman is watching how you react when things don't go your way. Do you blame others? Do you get frustrated easily? Or do you handle things with wisdom and patience? So, if you're trying to impress an older woman, forget about flexing your muscles. Flex your emotional intelligence instead. Be the kind of person who can offer stability, deep conversations, and emotional depth. That's what truly stands out to them. Fact 2. They have a low tolerance for drama. You ever see those reality TV fights where people are screaming, throwing drinks, and causing chaos? Yeah, older women don't have time for that. After years of dealing with unnecessary drama, whether it's in relationships, friendships, or work, they've learned to cut it out of their lives. If you bring drama into their world, they will show you the exit door faster than you can say, "But it wasn't my fault." Older women have learned that peace of mind is far more valuable than winning an argument. They've seen how drama can drain energy, waste time, and create unnecessary stress, so they actively avoid it. If you're someone who constantly stirs up conflicts or thrives on drama, an older woman will see right through it and walk away. They don't entertain jealousy games, passive-aggressive behavior, or emotional manipulation. They've been through all of that in their younger years, and now they value relationships that bring calmness rather than chaos. If you're with an older woman, you'll notice that she won't engage in petty fights. She'll either address the issue directly or remove herself from the situation altogether. So, if you're used to playing games or stirring up unnecessary arguments, just know that an older woman will see right through it and won't stick around. To truly connect with her, you need to bring honesty, clarity, and peace, not drama. Fact 3. They know what they want and they're not afraid to say it. Here's the thing. Older women don't waste time beating around the bush. They've spent years figuring out what they want in life, and they're not afraid to say it. You won't find them sitting around hoping someone will guess their feelings. If they want something, they'll tell you. And if they don't like something, they'll also tell you. No guessing games, no mixed signals, just straight up honesty. This straightforward approach can be surprising for those who are used to people playing hard to get or being indecisive. Older women don't have time for that. If they like you, they'll let you know. If they're not interested, they won't lead you on. This clarity comes from experience. They've been in situations where they compromised their wants and needs, only to regret it later. Now they live by a different rule. Speak your mind and go after what you want without hesitation. If they want a serious relationship, they'll say it. If they just want to enjoy the moment, they won't pretend otherwise. And let's be honest, that's pretty refreshing. Being with someone who communicates directly saves a lot of confusion and frustration. So, if you're with an older woman, appreciate the fact that she's clear about what she wants. it makes everything so much easier. Fact 4. They're more comfortable in their own skin. Remember when you were younger and obsessed over what people thought of you? Well, older women have outgrown that phase. They've spent years learning to accept and love themselves, flaws and all. This means they carry themselves with a confidence that's incredibly attractive. They don't feel the need to impress everyone, and that kind of self-assurance is magnetic. You'll rarely see an older woman stressing about whether her Instagram selfie got enough likes. She's too busy living her life to care about that. When a woman reaches a certain stage in life, she realizes that external validation doesn't define her worth. She doesn't need approval from society, her peers, or social media. She has already built her self-esteem through personal achievements, life experiences, and self-reflection. This level of self-confidence is what makes older women stand out. They don't need to wear the latest fashion trends or follow what everyone else is doing. They make decisions based on what makes them happy, not on what's popular. And here's the best part. This comfort in their own skin makes them a joy to be around. They don't project insecurities onto others. They don't compare themselves to younger women. And they radiate a kind of peace that's truly rare. That's what makes them so magnetic. 5. They don't care about impressing others anymore. There's something incredibly freeing about reaching a point in life where you stop caring about what others think. Older women no longer feel the need to impress people with fancy clothes, expensive things, or a perfect social media image. They've realized that confidence comes from within, not from external validation. They dress for themselves, make decisions based on what makes them happy, and no longer seek approval. This makes them incredibly authentic. They don't follow trends just to fit in. They don't waste time on superficial relationships, and they definitely don't pretend to be someone they're not. And here's the funny part. When someone stops trying so hard to impress others, they actually become even more attractive. Authenticity is rare, and people naturally gravitate toward those who are unapologetically themselves. 6. They know what they want and aren't afraid to ask for it. When people are younger, they often second-guess themselves. They hesitate, overthink, or wait for someone else to decide. But older women? They've had enough experience to know exactly what they want, and they have no problem going after it. Whether it's in relationships, careers, or personal goals, older women aren't sitting around waiting for things to happen. If they want a promotion, they'll ask for it. If they want respect in a relationship, they'll demand it. If they're not happy with a situation, they'll change it. This confidence comes from years of learning that life is too short to be uncertain. They no longer feel the need to play hard to get or send mixed signals. They're direct, clear, and intentional. And honestly, that level of certainty is powerful. It takes a strong person to know what they want and actually go for it without fear of rejection or judgment. 7. They are more emotionally stable. If you've ever been around an older woman, you've probably noticed something. She doesn't get worked up over little things. She's not constantly overreacting, overanalyzing, or creating unnecessary drama. That's because she's emotionally stable. Younger women often go through emotional ups and downs, which makes sense. They're still figuring out who they are, what they want, and how to handle life's challenges. But older women? They've been through enough to develop emotional resilience. This means they don't let small inconveniences ruin their day. If something doesn't go their way, they adjust. If someone is being difficult, they don't engage in the drama. If life throws them a curveball, they handle it with grace. This emotional stability makes them incredibly attractive. No one wants to be around someone who constantly overreacts. But a woman who can stay calm, think rationally, and navigate challenges with confidence, that's someone people respect and admire. 8. They have stronger intuition. You've probably heard the phrase, trust your gut. Well, older women have mastered that skill. Over the years, they've learned to listen to their instincts, and more often than not, they're right. This is because experience teaches people how to read situations and people more accurately. They've encountered enough different personalities to recognize red flags instantly. They can sense dishonesty, manipulation, and bad intentions without needing much proof. Younger people often ignore their intuition, convincing themselves they're overthinking. But older women, they trust their gut. If something feels off, they don't ignore it. If a person seems shady, they keep their distance. This heightened intuition isn't magic. It's simply years of experience sharpening their ability to read between the lines. And honestly, if more people listen to their intuition like older women do, they'd save themselves a lot of trouble. 9. They prioritize their health and well-being. When people are younger, they often take their health for granted. They stay up too late, eat whatever they want, and assume they'll always have energy. But as women get older, they start treating their health like the investment it is. They focus on eating better, staying active, and managing stress. They don't chase fad diets or unhealthy beauty standards. They just want to feel good in their own skin. And it's not just physical health. Older women also prioritize their mental and emotional well-being. They set boundaries, remove toxic people from their lives, and focus on things that bring them peace. This shift makes a huge difference. Instead of chasing unrealistic beauty ideals, they focus on confidence, happiness, and strength. 10. They appreciate deep conversations more than small talk. When you're younger, small talk is common. You talk about the weather, the latest trends, or surface-level topics. But as women get older, they crave more depth. They want conversations that make them think. They enjoy discussing life, emotions, experiences, and meaningful topics. They'd rather talk about goals, values, and personal growth than gossip about celebrities. This is why older women often seem uninterested in shallow interactions. They don't want to waste time on meaningless chatter. If someone isn't willing to engage in deeper conversations, they're likely to lose interest quickly. But when they find someone who can match their level of depth, that's when the real connection happens. 11. They are more secure in their own skin. Confidence is something that takes time to develop, and for many women, it comes with age. Older women aren't obsessed with meeting society's expectations anymore. They've accepted themselves fully, flaws and all. This security makes them stand out. They don't seek approval, they don't need constant reassurance, and they don't compare themselves to others. They wear what makes them feel good, do what makes them happy, and live life on their own terms. This is what makes them truly powerful. When someone is completely comfortable in their own skin, they radiate a level of confidence that's impossible to ignore. And that, more than anything else, is what makes older women so captivating. So, now that you know the psychological facts about older women, one thing is clear. They're not just wise, they're powerful in ways most people don't realize. They know what they want, they don't settle for less, and they've mastered the art of living life on their own terms. If you've ever wondered why older women carry themselves with such confidence and grace, now you have your answer. It's not just about age, it's about experience, self-awareness, and the wisdom that comes with truly knowing who you are. Let me know in the comments which of these facts surprised you the most. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. Until next time, stay confident and keep growing.